June 28, the Capricorn Strawberry Full Moon. It was named the Strawberry Moon by Native American tribes because it signified the time to begin the harvest of strawberries at the time when they were the most ripe. So, energy speaking, this full moon represents a harvest moon in the most grounded of all signs. Once again, energy speaking, this signifies that it is at this time, after this moon, when we will begin that harvest of what we have grounded on the past year, not just in our lives, but on this planet. What have we been working on for this past year? This is the time when we will begin to collect the fruits of the labor. Physically, this moon has been felt as a very dense and heavy energy on the lower part or the grounding parts of our body, meaning more dense, more physical, more intense, let's say for the lower chakras or the waist down. For example, the legs can feel very heavy. You can begin to have knee issues, or if you've had knee issues, they will intensify. It also brings constipation periods or loose stools period, issues with the feet. The feet can hurt, or they can even feel like they're on fire. It also brings hormonal shifts, bringing changes to your menstrual cycle, or even just cramping when you're not even supposed to be at a time of cramping. The reason for this physical symptoms is because all of this is an excess of information that the body is receiving that needs to be grounded. Why an excess of information? Well, since the solstice on June 21st, and it marks the beginning of the summer heat, of the longest day of the year. But in energy, this 2018, this solstice began a very intense period of solar winds and geomagnetic storms. Now, solar winds and geomagnetic storms have a different set of way the body processes that information, because everything that gets received into the field is actually information that the body needs to process. So since the solstice, the body has been processing these waves of solar winds and geomagnetic storms. And what this brings is a period of what is being called the wired and tired. In other words, your consciousness is very wired, yet your body feels tired and dense. So it brings sleep issues. You may be sleeping more than usual, or you just won't be able to sleep. You need to lay down, but you can't really fall asleep. As these waves hit the Earth's magnetic field and then disturbs our own electromagnetic field, it also gets experienced as waves of emotion and deep sadness, where all of a sudden you feel an intense need to cry, or simply a sadness that you cannot even explain the depth of what is being felt. This is because we're not only dealing with a compilation of energy from many other lives for our own selves, but we're also processing energy and information for the collective. The more in awareness that you are, the higher your frequency and vibration, the more you are taking part in transmuting these intense energies for the collective. Another effect of the solar winds and the geomagnetic storms, it creates back loops mentally to the past. In other words, you get stuck in thinking about events that already transpired, and how can you have made them better? How could they have gone in a better way? In other words, it keeps you in a back loop to the past. which is very different when we have a CME, so coronal mass ejections, which it's another one of the activities of the suns that affect our electromagnetic fields. But when we receive CMEs, we get stuck in future, negative futures. In other words, our body can interpret this information as possibilities for a negative future, and you begin to think of situations in a very negative life. It's almost like every outcome seems to be of a negative nature. That is what the CMEs does, but that's not what we've had since the solstice. Since the solstice, what we've had is the back loops to the past. It's a healing of the past. It's the function of these ways. So we need to experience whether we still have resentment within us, since resentment is the most corrosive of all frequencies. This is an opportunity to revisit those resentments we still carry, and it's a good time to release them. If you're not familiar with how do you release an emotion, it's simply allowing yourself to relive the situation and attempting to not allow the mind to give you any conclusions, but try to be the observer of the emotion. Allow your body to feel it without the mind being the one that decides whether it's a positive or a negative expression. You stay within the experience of whatever happened, just as you would watch a movie, let's just say, and you allow yourself to feel the emotions of the movie without deciding this is bad or this is good. You're just there experiencing the moment. You can also use affirmations and where you state to the quantum field that this is emotions that you want to let go, that you no longer want to have resentment about this particular situation or person. This is how these ascension frequencies that are coming and codes that are coming through our sun affect our body in order for us to be able to let go of this information that we still carry at the cellular level and within our magnetic fields. Also, at this time, we begin to see a lot of number sequences, different for everyone, but you will begin to notice more of that repeating patterns in numbers and so on. And the reason for that is because since this is a time of stress for the body is dealing with a lot of information that is new and it does not understand. You can if you're not in awareness of all these things, you can fall back into patterns of old behaviors and situations. And what the universe is trying to communicate to you through the sequence of numbers, if you look them up, if you take an interest in what they mean, you're always going to see that it's always an uplifting message, whether from guides, angels, or the universe itself, just to let you know that you're not alone, not to be afraid, to comfort yourself, comfort your body, and allow for these experiences to be just a normal part of your day. Try to just allow yourself to let go of these things. This is the universe helping us letting go of what no longer serves. So when we feel these energies, what we feel of this body discomforts, we know that we are in our process of raising our frequency and vibration. So these are moments and times when it's very important to listen to what is your body telling you. Your body is that instrument that is conscious, and it reads the information of the quantum field. It reads those energies that are coming from our sun, that are coming from the earth itself. One of the most important things that you can do for your body is to help the body deal with this information. If you are to look at it from imagine that your cells, which are all conscious, are receiving massive books of new information for the new behavior, for the new coordinates and time, space. All these things have to be processed by your cells. And at this time, like I said, we're not only processing the information of the solstice, But now we have the information of the moon that is asking us to ground all this energy and information. And that's the reason why it feels so heavy to the lower part of the body, because that is the part of our vessel that can connect in a physical way with our earth, and then consciously be able to exchange with the recycling center, which is our planet, which is that which makes your body. Your body is a vehicle that houses your consciousness, and it is made out of the components of the earth. That's why we leave it here at the end of the journey. We cannot take it with us because it belongs to this planet, and it is the vehicle that can help us read what energies, what frequencies our planet is emanating, as is also the vehicle that helps us understand the information that's coming from the future, which is that the sun puts in the field and send us either through solar storms or even coronal mass ejections. The best way to alleviate all these symptoms is to have a practice of grounding. To have a complete practice of grounding, you have to understand how is your entire electrical system connected to the planet itself. The most simple way to do this grounding will be not only to make sure that your feet touch the ground, but that your intention is there to connect not just with the earth, but with the core. And one of the important things is to imagine that you have roots that go very deep into the earth, because this is your vehicle connecting at an etheric level with the essence of what it is. In other words, to its matrix or the earth itself. So the roots are always the brain for any tree. So allowing yourself to see roots that go deep into the earth will be a connection between the intelligence of the earth to connect directly with your brain information, bringing you new solutions and new ways that you can let go of all that no longer serves. So if you allow your imagination, you can see how these energies come through your crown or the top of your head. They flow through your body or the vehicle that receives all the information, and then instead of being stuck, or being accumulated in the lower part of your body or your lower chakras or your legs and so on, to allow it to continue its journey from above to below. This is what we're here to be, that conduit that makes that connection from above to below. So you allow this energy to flow through your body, go into those roots that are growing through your feet and into the earth itself. And in that way, not only are you doing your part in consolidating these energies of ascension for the collective, but you're also helping your own physical body, and you're also helping your consciousness to not only transmute the things that no longer serve you, but also to become more aware of the things that you need to do in order to have the right harvest at the right time.